Doing a little soldering practice today. And I just wanted to show you guys and talk to you guys about the difference between a technician and a craftsman. We need both in this world, but we desperately need more craftsmen because the world just isn't getting any more, and the majority of them are my age or older. Now, we rarely solder wires in automotive applications anymore, but it's a skill worth preserving. And it's a skill worth teaching if you know how to do it. Now, when it comes to the difference between craftsmen and technicians, the real difference is technicians can execute technically complex plans. Craftsmen craft the plan. That's the only difference. This was a bad plan. We didn't have any support on that. As soon as it got hot enough to stick, it fell. So, what are we going to do? We're going to readjust the wires, and then we're going to find something we can set up here. I'm going to let it cool for just a second so I'm not frustrated. I'm going to take just a dab of flux. Doesn't take much, just a dab. And I really don't even need that much more solder. You see how clean and tight that joint should be when I'm all done. Clean my tip off again. Make sure it's nice and shiny. But my goal in this field isn't to make a lot of money, and it sure isn't to develop more technicians. My goal is to help the next generation of craftsmen develop their skills, whatever skills necessary, in order to get the jobs done that need to be done. But what are those jobs? Those jobs are future problems. Now, this video is not going to be 3 minutes long, so you're going to have to actually watch the whole video. But, the world is losing craftsmen at a pace that is embarrassing. The skills that we as a population had 100 years ago are falling off at an accelerated rate. The problem with this is we don't know what skills we're going to need in the future to solve the future problems, but we know what skills it took to solve the past problems. And there's skills that need to be developed over time, and usually many years. So if you're out there and you are a technician and you want to become a craftsman, you have to understand there are sacrifices, and some of that is your time. You have to put in the time to practice in order to get better. Technicians can get training, go to work, follow the instructions, and that's just fine. Dealerships are full of very good technicians. Independent repair shops are full of very good technicians. Electronics repair stores are full of very good technicians. There is nothing wrong with being a technician. But in today's world, this is the one my 16-year-old son did the other day. He's getting there. Yeah, there's a few years of practice difference between his and mine, of course, but he'll get there. I have faith in him, and that's pretty good. I think this is his first one, so I'm pretty impressed anyway. I'm glad that he is putting forth the effort. But in the future, we're going to have a lot of problems that need solving. And it's not going to be technicians that do it. It's going to be craftsmen. And we need to develop craftsmen. So if you really want to be a craftsman and you really want to take this stuff seriously, you have to put the effort in. You have to practice on purpose. And you got to go after getting humbled every day in order to learn. Because if you're not getting humbled every day, you're not learning. You just know stuff. And knowing stuff is fine, but learning and understanding and being able to craft a plan and execute it, well, that'll carry a lot of weight. So, anyway, that's just my 2 cents. The reason I'm here is I want to have a good day every day. I really enjoy what I do every day. I love it. I'm never going to be rich. I'm never going to be out in the world putting myself out there for millions and millions of people. But for you guys that watch my videos, I appreciate it. And I hope that the least I can do is inspire a few technicians to turn themselves into craftsmen. Because when I'm long gone, we're still going to need people that can actually solve the problems and actually fix the problems, not just follow the instructions. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope watching me do that, maybe you learned something you were missing along the way. Maybe not. Maybe you're going to say that's a horrible solder joint and I would never use that, but I would use it. I'm pretty happy with that. Again, we don't usually put these in automotive applications anymore for that reason right there. See how stiff that joint is? That solder wicked all the way to here and wicked up to here. If this gets put in a position where it's going to be vibrated, it may break. So what do? Well, if we really care and we're really going to put this in an automotive application, maybe I would do something like that and then tape it tight and prevent that vibration. It's a little trick an old guy taught me. It works well. I've never had one of these Z'd up solder joints fail. I've had these fail, not those. So anyway, thanks for watching. I really hope any craftsman that watches this video that has a craft and a skill they've practiced for years and years and years will be as generous with their time and try to help the next generation, because I feel we really need it. But that's all I got for you today. Have a great day.